brilliant speed with vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet.
10:30 right on the nose. Vibrant U is on the air.
On the air and in your homes and in your businesses. We're all over.
How about that?
Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to Vibrant U Live. My name is Shane.
I'm Jane.
And I'm Josh.
The other day, I was downloading Parade of Bands footage from the phones that I took. I talked about. We did videotape with the phones, and to the iPad because I've got to gather all that footage into one control board, and then I can do some editing. Right?
They call it footage still.
Footage. Yeah, it is. It's still footage. Video file. I don't know.
Okay.
Data packets. Let's
Sure.
call it data packets.
There you go.
And so as I'm doing that, I'm watching YouTube. I'm doing it this all out in the garage so I can enjoy, my indulgences. And so I'm watching YouTube while this is happening, and my YouTube is like really grainy, and it's like, I wouldn't call it buffering, but it's like really low quality, And then I'm realizing, well, what's going on here? And some people might think that it could be like an internet connection. Oh, I'm getting bad internet because I'm buffering. But here I am. I've got 4 phones all feeding data to the router, and that router feeding that data back to the iPad. Well, that same router is feeding data to the TV, right? Something's got to take precedent. So today I thought, let's talk about speed tests and what they are, how to run them, maybe what affects your speed. Because I noticed that in my case, what I was doing internally in my home was affecting the speed on my streaming device. So let's start out with doing a speed test. Jane, let's talk about that.
Right. So basically, what a speed test is just finding out how fast data is transferring from one device to another.
Okay.
And the best opportunity to do that is to do a speed test. And there's several out there, but we like to use speedtest.net. It also has an app that you can use. So you can do it on your phone, computer, however you like to do it there. There's also a link on our website if you are interested in that. You just go to vibrantbroadband.com, and then there's a speed test right there.
Sure.
The other thing, speed tests, you can when you're testing the speeds, it's going from your server to a router, your router to your phone, your router to the TV. So there's a bunch of different items that you can test, and through, like we were talking earlier today, I don't know if you want to get into this about the server situation.
Yeah. So a server is basically that there's different servers on the internet. The internet's it's all computers connected together is what it is. And it could be an Amazon server, it could be a Vibrant server or whatever. But yeah, so doing the speed test, you want to run from the server to the device or whatever. I did notice that in the speed test, I was taking a speed test on my phone, and speedtest.net, the app, allows you to test your video bitrate. It's a separate button on there, and it'll let you test the video bitrate that you can expect to get. And in my case, at home, I can get 4K, easily. So, yeah, there's all kinds of ways to do a speed test.
So back to the speed test. So you're going to go to vibrantbroadband.com. And then there's that speed test. And then once you're there, where do we go, Josh?
Well, you go to the go button.
Go?
The go button.
You go.
Go to.
Past go. That's right.
You hit go.
You hit go. On your phone, you could hit your go button, or if you go to the website on your computer, hit go as well there. And if you're testing from your phone, of course, you're testing what your phone can do. Mm-hmm. If you're testing from your computer, you're testing what your computer can do. And are you using a wired connection or are you using Wi-Fi? Mm-hmm. That's really what you're testing. So we would recommend trying first with your wired connection. Really get a good accurate reading of what your computer is doing to the test server.
Yeah.
So one thing we would recommend doing is pausing other activities, your downloads, your uploads, any other device that's using the internet.
Four phones trying to push video to the... Yeah.
Exactly. To get a good, accurate reading of what you are getting right there.
So do you think, are you saying that, okay, because my phone automatically connects to my Wi-Fi, right? So are you saying that I should remove my phone from my router from that Wi-Fi connection at that point?
I would
Okay.
I would put everything on
pause.
pause. Yep.
Airplane mode?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Just get everything. That'll give you a good, accurate reading of what that one device is doing, and then you go from there. One thing I would do is test on newer devices. Some of your older devices can affect kind of the performance.
So my 15-year-old computer isn't going to be all amazing.
Yeah,
When you
exactly.
get upgrade that,
I do need to upgrade
Only
that.
15 years old, huh?
right?
It's pretty exciting.
Windows
new.
XP needs to go away, Jay.
Yeah, right.
It's not supported anymore.
No, exactly. That's a whole nother show right there.
And then test on more than one device at one time. Not at one time, but
Right.
individually.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Try it
test
out.
several times then just to make sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So as you're testing, there's going to be some terms that you're going to see. You're going to see numbers, and then you're going to wonder, what do those numbers mean? Well, you might see download is like 102 megabits per second. Upload is 98 megabits per second. I mean, that's people kind of understand what that is. But there's other terms like ping, jitter, and packet loss. And we'll go through what those mean. But let's start with bandwidth. So bandwidth is the total capacity of your internet connection. Think of that as the size of the pipe. It's how much data can flow at the same time through that pipe. Download speed, of course, that's how fast data gets to you. That's from the server, to your router to you. And then upload speed is like if you're going to upload a photo to the Facebook page or whatever, you're uploading it's how fast you can upload that photo from your phone to the router to the server. Ping is a measurement of the time between your device and the server. Sometimes it's called latency, so that's how fast can that piece of data move across that pipeline. And then
Well, the lower the latency, the more amazing the
Exactly.
gamers get excited.
yeah, the lower the number, the faster your internet speed is. Okay. Jitter is another term. It's basically how much latency changes from moment to moment. So high jitter rate can cause choppy calls or like choppy gaming. It might, let's say for example, your latency is 3 milliseconds one time, and then it's 100 milliseconds another time. The difference between that is jitter. And then packet loss is data that never even reaches the destination. So as you are receiving, let's say, a web page, you're looking at a photo, you're looking at text, you're looking at it, all that comes in data packets. And a data packet is only so long, and they're connected. Think of it like a train, okay? And sometimes that data packet, it doesn't all travel in one line. It'll split up over the internet and come back together on your computer. And sometimes those packets are lost. Now, those lost packets aren't necessarily, they don't change anything because data is built in such a way that it still can fill in those gaps, like your web page. However, if you have high packet loss, that could mean a poor internet connection as well.
So why is speed so important, right? Well, Vibrant, we always talk about reliability. Reliability is huge. We want people to have great experiences out there. When they're watching a movie, we don't want them buffering. When they're on their phone videotaping or video conferencing with their grandkids, we don't want them to disconnect. And when they're gaming, we don't want you to miss something because of a lag time. So we just want an amazing experience for you.
He shoots. He's
That actually happened. Someone did call me and say, but we didn't have. They called to get our internet because it was one of the final games for, and they
and it
missed.
froze right after a shot on goal.
Yeah, I was like, I'm so sorry. So she's like, I'm getting Vibrant.
There you go, perfect.
So anyway, the other thing is that speed we talked about, the speed to the router to the devices, it does matter. When you're testing, you want, let's see, I'm trying to explain this. The inside of your home, you want to make sure that the Wi-Fi is performing really well, not just how it's coming in. Does that make sense? Did that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then the speed to the router is really important because it shows what your internet supplier, internet server,
Yeah.
or,
what you're-
ISP.
It's what you're getting delivered to
Yes,
your home.
yes,
That
yes.
goes right to the router.
So, and that's going to test if you have an issue or not with your internet provider. So those are all really important. And then the other thing is we want you to set realistic expectations, right? Your speed is really important, and everybody's different. It always depends on what you guys are doing, how many devices are out there, how many people are out there, how you use your internet. So we just want to make sure that you are paying for what you should be paying for and not paying for a huge amount of data when you don't even need that. So we just
Sure.
want to make sure that we're transparent and reliable.
Yeah. And Josh, what can affect speeds?
So we get calls a lot about, where should I have my router? And I like to tell customers or subscribers, you want that router in the middle of the house. Imagine your router in the wrong end of the house and you're trying to do a speed test on the far end where there isn't good Wi-Fi. That's going to affect your speeds.
Sure.
And that's one thing that we do is get that router to the middle of the house or at a place where you can get good coverage for your Wi-Fi.
Yep.
Another thing that affects it is the makeup of your house. If you have a 1930s house and you have a lot of plaster and lath and
Like I do.
yeah, and that wire mesh within those walls,
Yep.
that's going to affect it.
It does.
Or if you're in a tin building and you're trying to get some Wi-Fi outside, imagine wrapping your phone in tin foil and saying, well, why isn't my phone ringing?
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
There's
Yep.
metal all the way around it. So
Yep.
that affects it. The number of active devices that are actually using the internet, like we talked about, make sure you set those aside when you're doing your speed test. Also, if you are on a internet provider that shares the connection, maybe DSL or satellite or cellular, they have to share that frequency with other
Right.
users. Unlike fiber, that connection is straight to us. So that'll affect your test as well. And then some firewall settings. Firewalls really kind of do a good thing,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they can slow things down and affect your speed
Well,
test. So be aware of that.
Yeah, because packets are getting checked. Checked for viruses, they're checked for malware. Certain things can't come through, and I suppose, if the setting's not quite right, it could affect the speed. Or maybe it is set correctly, but you just know that it's going to affect the speed.
Yeah.
I know when Vibrant first started and people were connecting with Vibrant, there was a lot of firewalls that didn't really know our ISP information, especially banks. So when people were trying to log into their banks, they weren't able to do that because of the firewall from the bank. So we had to communicate that information to them
Sure.
and we've come a long way since then. So
So how do we have the best experience? Tell our audience that.
Check your speeds when you notice an issue. That'll kind of help give some indication of where you're having issues and where it can be resolved.
So instead of like when my four phones are hogging my Wi-Fi and my YouTube's all blurry, I shouldn't just call Vibrant and say, hey, what's going on here?
Exactly.
Do a speed test
Do a
first.
speed test. Follow some of these recommendations
Yes.
and go that direction. Test from your router first. We have an app. If you're one of our subscribers, go to the Vibrant app and test from your router directly rather than from your device. That'll give you a good indication of what's going on as well. And then move around. Lastly, move around with your mobile device and just see is something in this house affecting it or another device.
Yeah, because if you're testing close to the router, it's going to give you a different result than if you're testing across the house or outside or whatever from the router.
Exactly.
I don't know if you remember this, but if you have an electric chair, that impacts it. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't have any when he was sitting in his chair. He didn't have any internet because it was interfering.
Yeah.
So
That was crazy.
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But anyway, so parade season.
Oh boy.
Yes, we're in Eden Valley on Saturday, so come on out and see us. If you have any questions about the show today, give us a call, 693-3231, or learn more about us at vibrantbroadband.com. Catch the replay on Facebook or YouTube channel, search for Vibrant Broadband, and then listen live here every Wednesday at 10:30 on KLFD.
All right. Well, thank you, Jeff, for having us.
Yep.
Thank you, audience, for listening. My name is Shane.
I'm Jane.
And I'm Josh.
Tune in next week for another Vibrant You Live.
Brilliant speed with vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet. Vibrant broadband internet.